What's up, guys? Thanks for joining me. My name is Brian Farringer, and in today's video I want to show you how you can start building the body of your dreams, doing it in the same way that I did it, proven methods and techniques that I personally used to achieve my dream body from 135 pounds going up to 185 of lean muscle, being in the best state of confidence, mental health, and overall happiness that I've ever been in my entire life. Um, you're also going to see that I started off with zero experience. I had no idea what I was doing in the gym. I didn't know how to diet properly and how I was able to work through all of that to be where I am right now. So by the end of this video, you are going to have a clear vision and a roadmap of how to get started, how to go from where you're at right now, get yourself to that dream body. And so I just recommend watching until the end. But before I get going, I do want to clarify who this video is intended for so that you can make the most of your time. Um, this is going to be for the guys that are tired of thinking and planning and talking about it, guys that have the motivation to get started now, and you actually want to take action. Um, you know, you value this dream outcome. You see the benefits of why you want to do it, and the only thing that's holding you back is just the know-how of what you need to be doing and um, ways to get yourself to these goals. I don't care if this is building muscle or shredding fat or better yet, both, because this system is going to work for any of the above. If you're not this guy and you are closed minded or unwilling to try a new approach at the moment, that's okay, no shame. Just save this video, go sift through my Instagram content, and come back at a later time when you are ready to take action. So, for those of you still watching, congrats, you have taken the hardest step, which is ultimately just making a decision, a conscious decision to pursue your goals and change your life for the better. Um, if you're anything like me or my clients when we first began, you've probably given yourself a headache sifting through Google. How do I get a six pack? What should I be eating? Yada, yada, yada. Um, at the end of the day, anything that you find online is going to be it's going to be difficult for you to implement because it's not customized to you. The problem with a lot of these online statements is that this is meant for a broad and general target audience, which in reality, you are going to be different. Every single case is different. And so you have to calculate specifically what you need to be doing to reach your own goals. You're also, unfortunately, online, there's going to be sometimes misleading content or information that is intended to spark controversy or increase views. Um, and so you're going to find a lot of conflicting information out there. But let me just shortcut a lot of the things that you've probably heard. Um, Cardio is not going to make you lose weight. All right. It's just not going to do it by itself. Heavy lifting 5 days a week is not going to help you to grow muscles if you're not hitting the proper macronutrient targets and feeding your body to recover. Um, Sit-ups are not going to magically give you a six pack just by doing them, a couple times a week. It's just not going to happen. You have to be doing everything cohesively. You have to have your diet, your nutrition, your mindset, your sleep, all of that working together to achieve those goals. So, with all of that being said, here are the 5 pillars that I personally used to achieve my dream body, my dream outcome, and ultimately reach self sufficiency in my fitness journey. Number one is going to be getting your mindset right. Okay, so this is something like overcoming limiting beliefs, overcoming your gymtimidation, if you will, that social physique anxiety, the negative self talk. I believe a healthy mind correlates to a healthy body, and it's critical in beginning your journey that you work through all of these limiting beliefs because, if you don't, you're just going to find yourself starting and stopping, beginning and then throwing in the towel when you're not seeing results, or being afraid to walk in the gym, which again, that's okay. Like I was there too myself. At the very beginning, I didn't want to walk into the gym because I knew that I didn't look as big as the other guys around me. B, I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know which forms to use, which technique. I didn't want to look silly being in the gym and having to reduce the weights on every single machine that I'd get on at first. Um, I know this is easier said than done, but I promise there is a way to make it through that and in a timely manner too. It's not going to be a lifelong battle of trying to get yourself into the right mindset. Um, so anyways, in my program, like for example, we work through all of these things. We implement proven methods to replace them to where you're confident. And I just want you to take a second to where you can imagine walking into a gym, no longer being afraid of what people think of you. Imagine that you're the guy that people come to and they ask for advice because they see the change in you. And one thing I've noticed too is that people are probably going to notice the progress that you've made a lot of times before you even notice it yourself. And like in my case, this is exactly what happened for me. So mindset is key. That is first and foremost. Number two is going to be finding exactly the right routine to match your goals. Um, Personally, I've used the NASM's optimum performance training model. And also, you want to make sure that you are working out and training in a way that is increasing your enjoyment factor. Okay, so at first, nobody enjoys walking to the gym. Like at the very first, it's like, okay, cool, I'm going to go lift some heavy weights and I'm going to make myself sore and I'm going to be in pain tomorrow, whatever the case. Basically, in the end, though, you want to find a state where you are truly enjoying walking to the gym. Everything that you do is dialed in to where it's specifically meeting your fitness goals because exercise and resistance training is interesting in the way that you have to customize what you're doing to meet specific goals, right? You have to dial in exactly what you're doing. For example, if you're trying to lose weight, there's going to be a lot different ways to go about it, different exercises, different weights, different amounts of repetitions that you need to be doing to reach that. Versus if you're trying to build muscle, there's also going to be a separate method for that. And unknowingly, for a period of time, I was minimizing my progress and creating issues for myself down the line because early on I wasn't doing the right things. I was using improper techniques and bad form, which eventually developed muscular imbalances that I had to spend a good amount of time to correct. And I wish that you do not have to go through that. And hopefully you can take from this video and not do that yourself. Um, Number three is nutrition. So this is going to be things like calculating exactly how much of each macronutrient you need, your daily caloric intake and expenditure, your meal planning, and ultimately enjoying what you eat. You don't have to eat stuff you don't like in order to get fit. That's a common misconception, um, is that you have to eat things that you're not enjoying, that don't taste very good. And people also tend to think that um, eating healthy is a lot more expensive. And I'm here to tell you that is not the case. I specifically have saved money by eating healthier and meal prepping. And I think about how often I used to eat out. And I still eat out, and that's okay. But like I've saved quite a bit of money, meal planning and putting together weekly meal preps. So anyways, inside of my program, we give people exact calculations on what you need to be eating, exactly how many carbohydrates to hit per day, protein intake, um, which supplements you could or could not be implementing to enhance your progress, um, and ways to reach your goals, like I've said earlier, with foods that you actually enjoy eating. Um, for me, early on, it was difficult to eat enough of the right foods. Like I had a low appetite, and because of this, it was difficult for me to eat and consume enough calories and protein and carbohydrates to, properly fuel and recover my muscles. But I was able to overcome and manage that using proven techniques that did work for me, and they've worked for a lot of my clients as well. Number four is going to be sleep and time management. Um, Improving your time management efficiency, of what you're getting done in a given amount of time, improving your sleep quality and quantity, and looking over your sleep patterns. Um, when we're sleeping is the only time throughout the day that your body is actually fully at rest. Okay, so there's no exertion being put on your body, and during this time, your body's able to go into muscle protein synthesis. It's going to have increased levels of growth hormone being produced, which will enhance your muscle recovery. Um, One of the biggest objections that I hear from people about why they're delaying, getting started in their fitness journey is a lack of time or a lack of energy. And I promise that you do have enough time available. Um, when I first started working out and doing my meal prepping, I was the lead technician at a Wi-Fi company, I was training new employees. I was standing on rooftops in 100-degree weather, um, working 60 plus hours a week, and I still had the time. So, real quickly, just take a second and consider how many minutes a day you're spending going through drive-throughs, scrolling through social media, watching Netflix, playing video games, or otherwise. Just add all of those numbers up throughout the day and multiply it by 7. That right there is the amount of time in a week that you have as a baseline that you could be spending investing in your dream body and getting fit. So, and don't get me wrong, like I do all of those things too, but it does not require nearly as much time as people think um, to get to that dream body, to start implementing the right workout routines and eating properly. Like it really doesn't. You don't have to be in the gym for 3 hours a day. Um, you just don't. So yeah, overall time management and sleep is going to be a huge factor. Utilizing the best of, you know, the time that you do have, maximizing your efficiency and truly getting the most out of it. Number 5, accountability. You need to find yourself people that you can work out with, fellowship, progress tracking, somebody at the very least to kind of hold you accountable, work through any barriers that you're encountering, and somebody to check in with, like, hey, how's it going, man? Like, how is your workout today? What did you struggle with? Um, what was the easiest thing and what was the hardest thing, and how can we cross-reference those to continue customizing your program to work best for you. Um, for myself, I found a group of people with the same goals that I had, and every single one of us has met those goals today. And so we've had to continue to set new ones and continue progressing. Because, in my opinion, plateauing is actually losing progress. You're not progressing, you're regressing. In my program, there's a fellowship of guys just like yourself that are all working towards the same goals, building muscle while staying shredded, reaping all of the health benefits that go along with it. And this is really cool because these guys get to be friends, they get to know each other, and during these group coaching calls, they are able to feel a part of something. You know, this community, this tribe, or whatever you want to call it. Like they are helping each other to reach their goals. Um, so, anyways, there's going to be also on top of the group, there's going to be one-on-one weekly check-ins, custom exercise programming, and tracking that I will be able to monitor and help you with. Um, One of the common questions I get is how does online training work as effectively in person, right? As you know, COVID changed the world in a dramatic way. Um, Online coaching did exist beforehand, but it became much more prevalent after the pandemic as people realized like the results were equivalent, if not better, than having an in-person trainer, and ultimately more cost effective. Um, an in-person training session can go anywhere from $50 to $100 for a single 1 hour session, and after you're done with it, that's it. Right? That's what you got for the day. And so, doing online, right, you are getting all of that convenience at your fingertips. You are getting help pretty much 24/7, you know, via the app or one-on-ones or these group coaching calls. And it's ultimately going to enhance your experience and be a lot more hands-on than it would be if it was in person. Doing all of these 5 pillars is going to get you to a place of self-sufficiency. Um, this is our outcome right here. These 5 pillars are going to undoubtedly help you reach your goals, and it's not going to take you years. You know, it's going to be within a matter of months, you're going to hit this point of self-sufficiency. You're going to realize suddenly that when you look in the mirror, you really like what you see. You're confident. Others are going to notice the change in you as well. You're going to have developed the right mindset. You're going to be training and eating properly. You may even be helping a friend of yours to get, you know, to get in the way that you did to achieve their goals because you have a full understanding of how it works and what needs to be done to get there. You're getting enough sleep. You've found fellowship and support in the fitness community, and you know you're going to be the healthiest you've ever been in your mind, body, and spirit. So this is where we kind of reach the fork in the road. There's 2 directions we can go from here to get the results that you want. Option 1, take the value I gave you in this video, invest the time into navigating the learning curve and testing and trying out your own systems. I wish you absolutely nothing but the best on your journey. But there's also option number 2, which is we can hop on a call. We can discuss how to shortcut all of that, giving you only what you need based on what I've tried and I've tested and proven to be effective in myself and all of my clients. Taking these 5 pillars, they're customized to your needs so you can reach your dream physique in a timely manner and reap all of those other health benefits that go along with it. So if this sounds like you and you're 100% sure that you want to invest in yourself to achieve these life-changing goals, go ahead and click the link below. Book a call with me. We can get to know each other a little bit better, see if we're a good fit, and if we are, then we can go ahead and get started and get you right to your outcome.